Race number 5 at Belmont Park on Wednesday at 3:15. It's the Morley Growers Market Handicap over 1,400 metres. It's for 2-year-olds and upwards, fillies and mares, Class 1 52 plus. There's 11 acceptors for the race, and the most intriguing of which we're going to look at in replay. It's Midnight Sky in the cerise and white on the 24th of May at Pinjarra Park.
But now peeling off the fence and further back behind them, then came Welcome Shadow. Lady Caviar and Clark a long last at the 300. Over on the outside, going to the lead, Myback got to the front from Elfrida. Then Sovereign Trade down on the inside, and Midnight Sky's getting a wriggle on. It's getting home hard along the rail. Midnight Sky drives up, hits the lead now. Midnight Sky from Sovereign Trade took the shortest way home, Pike, and got the money.
It took her a while to get going, but she had the Wizard on top. She found that Wales one, and she was just too good for him. She's a half-sister to a 2-time Group 2 Perth Cup runner-up in Neverland. A 3-year-old filly making her winning debut at Pinjarra Park 2 weeks ago. Fastest splits over both the last 200 and 400 metres. You'd expect improvement, and certainly the one to be here. That's Midnight Sky. Other horses of interest, number 2, Faster to Wind. Really not sure what to make of this filly. Looked a girl with a bright future when she made her debut at Ascot and then won at Bunbury second up, but she's been really disappointed in the eye ever since. Interesting gear change here. Lugging bit goes on for the first time. Expect to see some kind of improvement, but certainly a watch in brief. Other horses, maybe number 3 Kim's Call and number 5 Joyous Affair, but this really should be a one-horse affair unless Faster the Wind grows legs. So I've got number 4 on top. That's Midnight Sky. The relation to Neverland. Found a rails run last time and expect to get better as she goes up over trip. From number 2, the Query Horse Faster the Wind. Number 3, Kim's Call. And number 5, Joyous Affair. Race number 6 at Belmont Park on Wednesday at 3:55. It will be the Salinger Handicap over 1,400 metres. It's a 2-year-old and up affair. For colts and geldings, it's a Class 1 52 plus. 11 acceptors for the race. The horse we're going to look at in replay is the lightly raced Fire Detonator, finishing second at Ascot over a mile on the 3rd of May.
Then Celtic Wizard, Kim Dynamite, Big Red Costa, Polonized, led but tackled immediately by Field Division Checkers. No run on the rail for Mukare. Now Celtic Wizard threading its way through. Scoreline, Fire Detonator erupting, and so's Kim Dynamite at the 100. Fire Detonator reached the lead. Celtic Wizard coming along the rail. Celtic Wizard hits the lead though from Fire Detonator, and Celtic Wizard...
Fire Detonator was widest entering the straight, but to hit the lead with 100 metres to go, only to find one too strong for it on the inside. That was Celtic Wizard. I'd expect it to improve here. Very lightly raced. Won its maiden at Pinjarra Park before second in that Ascot race under William Pike. Stepping back in trip may well see him return to winning ways here, and I think open to improvement, certainly the one to beat. Other horses of interest in this really competitive race. Number 4, Jupiter Rising, a 3-year-old gelding which broke its maiden at the 7th attempt in the penultimate Ascot meeting of the season. He's placed in one of his 4 Belmont runs around this time last year. Number 5, Menabukitin, hard to pronounce, harder to get a handle on. William Pike takes over from Peter Hall simply because Peter Hall is suspended. Hall drove it to the lead and victory at Northern last time out, and certainly doesn't lose anything in gaining the services of the Wizard today. And an interesting horse down the bottom there, number 11, Double Digit, not seen since January at Gentleton, but he's got form behind Gattingen, and Ashley Maley certainly knows what he's doing. First up here, keep a watch out for that one. My selections in the penultimate race are number 2, Fire Detonator, number 4, Jupiter Rising, number 5, the hard to pronounce, Menabukitin, and number 11, Double Digit. The final race at Belmont Park on Wednesday will jump at 4:30. It's the Hahn Super Dry Handicap over 1,200 metres. It's for 2-year-olds and upwards, a Class 3 affair for 56 pluses, 14 acceptors, so a difficult race to get out on, but I think there's an interesting horse here. It's come from the east, its name's Remunerator. It ran in Heat 13 at Belmont Park over 1,000 metres in the barrier trials on the 29th of May.
And out in front it's Recharge, shows the way by a length from Ura on the outside. I'm Incredible down on the inside third, 2IC's been wide. Then Remuneration coming through for Carberry, Surf and Turf second last, and a break back to Akwaczynski inside the final 150. Quite a few chances here. Ura going up in the centre, 2IC, and I Am Incredible coming through on the inside, and it'll win it. I Am Incredible gets there on the line. Photo.
I mentioned earlier in the box seat that I'm not a big fan of barrier trials, but really taken with the run of Remunerator there. Former Eastern States galloper, the 4-year-old went to the line pretty much untouched by Patrick Carberry. Alan Matthews has had great success with bringing these horses from the east. Really impressive trial. You've got to consider that's the first time that horse had been going that way of going, having come from the east. really interested at a decent price. Other interesting horses in this race, number 2, Express Boy. He's had 2 barrier trials leading into his first real hit out since April 2016. He may well be the class of the field, but he's had 14 months off and he broke his maiden at Bunbury, so he's yet to win in the city. Number 1, Lawrenson, a 4-year-old gelding which has won twice over the distance, but maybe not Belmont Park, his favourite track. The long straight doesn't really do him any favours since he likes to race on the speed. Maybe another horse to look at, number 10, I Do Declare, a 4-year-old mare who has won in the city, albeit over 1,000 metres at Ascot in December 2015. Won 3 starts ago at Pinjarra Park, but she's yet to place at Belmont Park. So a bit of a query though over there, number 1 and number 10, in whether they like Belmont Park or not. Selections for the final race of the day. Number 5, Remunerator, former New South Wales-based galloper, caught the eye really running into dead ends under hands and heels in the trial. Hard to beat from number 1, Lawrenson, number 2, Express Boy, and number 10, I Do Declare. 7 races at Belmont Park on Wednesday, but there's 2 races I'd like to focus on for my best bets. We'll start off with race number 5 and the obvious. Number 4, Midnight Sky, the relation to Neverland, would expect it to go back to back. And in race number 7, interesting galloper from the east, number 5, Remunerator. Be sure to keep up to date with what's going on at Perth Racing by checking out our social media channels. And of course, you can always go to our website, www.perthracing.com.au. That wraps up the midweek edition of the Box Seat. See you at the track.